told you.
Yes!
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, finishing off the work week, but not my work week, as I will be back on Saturday with 2 to 3 new videos tomorrow, as well as Saturday is a part of my work week. But I do want to wish you all a happy Hallmark holiday, a happy Valentine's Day, whatever the case may be. I appreciate that you're all here, and as far as I'm concerned, you're all my Valentines. Now, early box office numbers from Sonic were a little curious. It had made, according to Variety, $3 million on Thursday night, which was 25% less than Birds of Prey. In fact, when we look at the article in this Variety piece here, it's not painting the best picture. However, things get a lot better. But before we get into that, just a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Domain. If you know me, you know I've been playing games like Magic the Gathering since 1993. And anytime a new trading card game comes out, I'm on top of it. Well, Domain is the ultimate tactical collectible card game. It's been described as modern chess or the Dark Souls of trading card games. It's absolutely free to play and it's ultra deep. Players can't just copy decks and win. They must understand the game, constantly adapt to new situations by the way of the board's tactics. It also heavily favors skill over the type of cards that you have in your deck. You can actually trade cards, unlike many of the big CCGs online, and right now they just would love for you to try the game. The sign up is free and takes just a second, so if you're looking for a new trading card game that you want to try out, I highly recommend checking out Domain. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Sign up, at least try the game, give me some feedback. The developers have been really awesome in just asking me for what you're saying about the game, and I just don't think that enough companies do that these days. So give Domain a try with my link in the description or pinned comment below, and let's play some Domain. So box office Sonic the Hedgehog speeds to $3 million Thursday night. Sonic the Hedgehog raced to a solid $3 million at 3,150 North American locations on Thursday night. Meanwhile, Universal's romantic drama, The Photograph, grossed $650,000 in previews. Sonic's earnings matched that of How to Train Your Dragon, Hidden World, which opened last year with $55 million. Preview audiences give Sonic the Hedgehog a 4 out of 5 post-track rating. Paramount's action-adventure based on the Sega video game character is expected to dominate domestic moviegoing with $40 million to $45 million from 4,130 theaters over the President's Day holiday weekend. The film, a live-action CGI hybrid, follows the world's fastest hedgehog teaming up with his new best friend, James Marsden, Tom in the movie. Now, go see this movie. If you participated in the outrage that was the original design, put your money where your mouth is. Thank Hollywood for, at least this group in Hollywood, probably the director, Jeff Fowler. Thank them for listening to us. Now, Sonic will have to resonate beyond its core demographic to recoup its $87 million price tag. The film also bows this week in 41 countries overseas. About 60% of its international imprint could help boost box office receipts. Now, we all remember that the movie was in fact delayed, but I have an update. Ooh, do I have an update? We've got Friday's numbers in already, and guess what? You're gonna be happy. So let's take a look at just how the reviews are. With 722 verified audience reviews, the film sits at a 94%. 94%. And if you go to all audience, it still sits at a 94%. Pretty interesting that top critics gave it a 46%, and all critics gave it just a 63%. I'm telling you that there are several hacks among these critics that gave the film an artificially low score because they were booty blasted, that they listened to the fans. Also, make no mistake about it, there are critics that reviewed this movie that don't like gamers, and they know gamers like this movie. There are also critics that don't like fan service, and they know this movie did probably the biggest amount of fan service anyone can imagine in delaying the movie and doing complete reshoots. Now, many other reviewers, people that I trust, really enjoyed the movie. It's a movie at its core about friendship and comedy, and the redesign really resonated well. In Jeremy Jans' review, he said that, boy, if they had used his old review, the movie would have been awful, but he sounded basically very positive about the film. And it looks like it's getting some legs because we've got new numbers. And even though you have articles like Vanity Fair, this article was published 30 minutes ago. A good Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Not so fast. Even an ingenious Jim Carrey supervillain can't make this adaptation of a Sega classic fun. Really? It has a 94%. 94% audience score. That's not going to drop below 90. I'm sure of it. With 2,000 all-audience ratings and almost 722 verified, and it's still sitting at 94, it's not going to drop below 90. This film, even on the regular critic tomato meter and audience score, is significantly better than, how about Rise of the Skywalker? The Rise of Skywalker. Destroys it. Absolutely destroys it. Let's look at Birds of Prey. With 9,000 reviews and 80% audience score. And the critics with their 79. But how about those numbers? Jeremy, you've been talking about these new numbers that just dropped. How about this? Sonic the Hedgehog taking off with 55 million plus 4-day opening. Updated midday Friday. Sonic the Hedgehog is quickly looking like a hit, besting the top end of its $50 million 4-day projection with $55 million. Off a $17 million Friday, including $3 million in previews, and a $45 million 3-day. Great stuff. Die Hard fans are at Paramount special Los Angeles screening on Wednesday were abuzz with what the studio got right with the adaptation, including the pick's game location references, characters, and music. The pick is loaded with bundles of Easter eggs galore. The critters' bad teeth are long forgotten. Among domestic opening for movies based on video games, the record currently belongs to legendary Warner Brothers Pokemon Detective Pikachu with 54.3 million on a 3-day total. In second, Paramount Mutual's Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So you're talking about a film that is, if it maintains its legs, if the families show up for Sonic this weekend. And by the way, the references in the Sonic movie, like, you don't need to be a hardcore Sonic fan to get them. The comedy all still works. Everything all still works. It's basically like a buddy cop movie, but not cops, like just buddies traveling across the nation. Lots of just wholesomeness and comedy. Jim Carrey does great. I don't think he outshines Sonic like many of the critics said, but, you know, that's critics. Now it says Warner Brothers Birds of Prey will take second place with a 4-day total of 18.9 million in weekend 2, including a 3-day total of 15 million, down 54% off second Friday of 5.9 million. Its 11-day total is heading towards just 61 million. If this film goes bananas, it could pass in one weekend what Birds of Prey has done in 2 weeks. Boy, you know the salt would be flowing. It would be absolutely flowing. Now, this was at 7:34 p.m. on Friday. Or Thursday, Sonic the Hedgehog got off to a solid start Thursday, soaring 3 million from shows at 5 p.m. on 3,100 locations. That number is the same as DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon and all that. So if it's between 40 and 50 million, but the updated numbers say it could go as high as 55 million or more. Top 10, Birds of Prey sitting at 33 million. It's going to destroy it. It's going to destroy Birds of Prey, and the critics are just all wrong. The critics are just wrong again. Now, Just because a movie reviews well doesn't necessarily mean people are going to show up. In fact, there are plenty of great examples of movies that don't review well that still take huge box office totals. I mean, really, the first movie in the Harley Quinn spinoff, made $750 million worldwide or something like that, and The Squad was poorly reviewed on both ends of it. I'm not counting any chickens before they're hatched. I think I will continue to spread the good word. Hopefully we'll have some updated box office numbers to report on Saturday, because if we do, I'll report those, and I'm going to keep hyping this movie, because in the end, what this is it will be a red letter day, a watershed moment in fans, in people actually listening to fans. And it's going to show that, wow, if you actually look to make money off, you want to profit off an IP, maybe you should check with the fans first. Maybe that they'll pay you back if you do that. Maybe we'll all remember that we complained about something and then you listened and you redid it. It would be absolutely devastating if we didn't support this video or this movie, because, well, this video too, because Hollywood would use that as an excuse, and people would use that as an excuse forever. It's just like we always say, the people that complain, the blue check marks on Twitter and SJWs and things like that, they don't leave. They don't spend their money. We can't be like that. We've got to go support this movie. Take your kids, take your friends, check out Sonic the Hedgehog. It's probably very unlikely that you won't have an enjoyable ride at this film. And if nothing else, there's always the popcorn. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.